Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So as many of you have pointed out, I have not really started sewing on my stuff for this cruise that I'm supposed to be going on. For those of you who don't know, I'm going on the Dandy Wellington transatlantic cruise on the Queen Mary 2 in October. I think the trip is sold out, which is great news for Dandy. That's fantastic. I'm so excited. I'm not a vintage lover, but it is a vintage cruise. I'm not a vintage lover, like I very much admire it on other people. It's not my jam. But guess what? It's gonna be my jam because I'm making stuff. So I have made a video before about my wearable mock-up for my butterfly dress. You can watch that linked above and below for you. I need to start making something right now because I have clothes because I have some that I bought, and people ask me, are you stressed out about this? And I'm like, yes and no. Like, there are things that I would really like to make, but also if I don't, I'm just gonna get some stuff and I'm gonna rewear some stuff, and like, I'm not gonna let this trip be like a source of insanity for me because it's already not my era, and it already kind of is a source of insanity because of COVID. So like, not the clothes. I'm not gonna let that be the case. I am a little worried about the fact that I have no accessories, shoes, all that stuff. So I gotta figure that out, and I gotta figure it out like soon if I have to order some stuff. So I leave on October 11th because I'm going a little early to visit some friends and hang out and stuff. Okay, so today we are gonna speed run at least one butterfly shirt. I want to see if I can make this shirt in 1 to 2 days. That is my goal here. I do have the whole day to do this, so I am hopeful. It's honestly only like 4 pattern pieces, so I don't understand why I couldn't, but it's all this intricate work of like doing lapped seams and stuff. So, you know, I'm gonna cut myself some slack, and if it has to run into tomorrow, that's fine. Let me show you the pattern adjustments I have made on my pattern pieces, kind of without really being sure about it, but we're gonna do it anyway. Okay, as you can see, I've already cut out some fabric. I got this lovely Liberty print, which I thought was super 30s, 40s, and I love it, so I bought it. It is cotton. On this pattern piece, you can see I've added 2 inches here. This is the back piece. It's cut on the fold. And on the front, I did the exact same thing, so I just wanted it a little bit longer, but I also didn't want it wider, and if I had I originally made this go all the way around. But I don't need to do that. I don't need to make it wider. It's wide enough. So I decided to taper the length back out. I also, on the ties, made them 10 inches longer on each side. I don't know why 10. It just seemed like an okay idea. So everything's all cut out. I did that last night, and I'm going to go ahead and hit up the pattern instructions and get started on this shirt. I'm very excited. Okay, the pattern we are using is this Decades of Style 3005. I loved the shirt when I made my sample. I didn't make that one out of rayon challis, and this is out of a very thin cotton, so hopefully it will behave in not the same, but a similar fashion. The first thing I have to do is go ahead and hack off a corner of this on one of the sides, so I gotta figure out which side is which and hack off that corner, and that is a random cut. Okay, wow, this just like blends right in. It's on the left side, which is this side, which is my right looking at it, but it's left. And the great thing I love about this pattern is that it shows you what the pattern piece would look like and that it's pointed that way. Excellent. So I'm just going to make a cut like this, and then carry on to some shirring, 4 rows of shirring at the top. I found this Gutermann thread. That looks like it'll match just fine, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. I went to chop it and I wasn't recording. Cool beans. Anyway, it is chopped off. It looks a little bit more severe than on the picture and less curved, but that's because I added the 2 inches, so it kind of like ends up being longer, you know, blah blah blah. Anyway, this is good. Okay, while I'm at my machine, I'm going to do a little bit of zigzagging on all the edges I think need to be zigzagged. The neck edge and the bottom edge are both bound, so that's not an issue, but pretty much everything else I'm just going to go ahead and do a little zigzag treatment on all the pieces that I have while I have the opportunity. Okay, for anyone following along at home, the sides and top of the back were zigzagged, the bottom was left because it is bound. This edge of the sleeve gets hemmed. So I'm going to do all of the other edges. I'm like, will you even be able to see? I mean, you can see evidence from these threads here that they're shirring in here, but that's just gathering threads. There's 4 of them, and they're all 3/8 of an inch apart, and it's kind of great that you can't see them. So now is the part where I do a bunch of complicated pressing situations of pressing things under. So I'm gonna put out my pressing mat and then I'll talk to you about all that. Okay, for people who have not seen me make this before, this shirt has many lapped seams, which like this seam here is lapped and this seam here is lapped, which means you're gonna actually just fold under and then just place on top and sew down, which is chaos, but it works. So you have to do the fold under part. And this is complicated, but you take this wing and learn to fly. And you got to make sure you're doing the right side. So I refer back to this picture all the time, and it's this one, which is cool. That thing is going away, so it's this one. So I'm going to take this and press it under 3/8 of an inch. And I'm going to do that on both of them. So yes, I am weirdly careful about that. And yes, I go measure the whole way around. I think it just sort of like, that's an edge that's like right here on your body. So I want to make sure it's good and even and straight and looking good and like feeling good. So yeah, I'm pretty careful about this part. It's what was driving me nuts about the copper penny shirt, which was like, it wouldn't do the thing. So this cotton is working nicely. I'm very pleased about that. So that's great. Okay, this is the part that gets super confusing for me, and I had to get help, and I figured it out last time with the help of Chrissy. So what happens is this gets gathered up and scrunched down, and that will fit into this space. And then this will follow this curve right here and come down along here. And then this will sort of bend back and go along here, and they will meet. And I have to remember that we're not making it match, we're making a curved shoulder out of this. This is the shoulder. So it seems very confusing when you look at this, because this is like an S and this is a C and you're like, what? But it ends up doing this. So it'll go down and then under. Okay, so I've gathered down this shirring to the right size, and now what I'm going to do is take the front threads and thread them through a needle individually and shove them through and tie them off on the back so that this stays. Okay, so the thing is lapped on the front, but you're supposed to lap it at the 3/8 mark, which you can see because you folded the thing over at 3/8. So how I deal with this is I go to the back and I then can measure it up, right, and just set the wing on. Sorry, this is the body piece, this is the wing. You can just set the body piece on like right along that line and pin it. And then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to pin it so that I can sew it from the top. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, I have moved the pins to the outside so that I can top stitch this. And essentially you're just top stitching this right together. Wish me luck. I kind of need it. So there we go, all top stitched on. Now I'm going to go do the other one and move on. I have now connected both wing and front pieces via this weird wing strap that exists here. So I'm going to press that, and then I'm going to press the back seam. No, this is the front seam, you can tell because there's the front. This back seam, it comes around like this. I'm going to go ahead and press this under just as I did before so that I can put the back in. Okay. This is so chaotic. I don't think you can probably see this, but it is pinned on. I'm gonna go stitch it on, top stitching again. Alrighty, I just sewed up these, which are the side seams. I need to press them open, and then on one side, which I believe is this side, yeah, there's an opening for the ties to go through, so I need to be able to stitch that back down. Okay, I did stitch this open, but it says do it by hand. I just honestly did it on my machine. No one will see it. I'm gonna make the ties now. Okay, we have two very crisp looking ties, which I'm super into. Love them. And now you just like attach these to the front pieces here. and there, as you can see. And then I have to make a bunch of binding. And there's a problem with the whole binding situation, which is I don't know if I have enough to make all the binding I would need for this. I think before I put these on, which I'm gonna zigzag the edge just because I'm paranoia queen and I plan on being able to wash this, I'm going to measure how much bias binding I need to make. I had an alarm earlier today that went off and it was supposed to remind me that like I need to figure out what that number is and then maybe go to Joann to get some more of this particular fabric, but I didn't actually do that. So cool beans. This is why I was like, maybe I'll finish this tomorrow. And it still might be the case. So I keep looking over here because I'm like looking at this. This is the shirt. I am gonna measure the whole thing right now and see like how much do I actually need, and then try and figure out if I'm just gonna cut as much bias binding as I can, and if I can't finish it all, then I can't finish it all. I did get this cool bias binding foot, although I don't know if it will go as thick as this is, because I think this is like a 1/2 inch bias binding. That's another thing. I think that bias binding was really thick. Maybe it's fine, but I kind of want it a little bit thinner. We'll see. So maybe I'll cut thinner bias binding. But anyway, I got this foot and I'm excited about trying it to see if I can possibly, you know, get this all done in one situation. So I'm also going to do a little test run of that because whew, that would be really cool if I could make this be completely done in one go, essentially. I'll show you the foot. All right, this is the foot I'm talking about, and it has this thing here, and you can adjust it via here, and then also this like screw over here to like lengthen that. So when you can have different widths of bias binding go through it. However, this little shank right here that hooks onto your foot is too small for my machine, like this right here. So unfortunately, I cannot actually use this foot on my machine, which is a super bummer. I also did a test where I just made a little bit of binding. It's not biased, but it doesn't matter because I was doing it on straight, just to see what it would look like anyway, because I could just paint it on and sew it. I don't know. Do I care that you can see the stitches here? Normally when you make bias binding, you put it flat this way and you sew it so that when you fold it over, you don't see the stitches on the front. And I'm trying to figure out if that bothers me. This is also a 3/8 inch binding, which I like better than the 1/2 inch. Just gonna sit here and ponder this because this means I cut a different width of bias binding, which I might do. Like I'm cool with this width bias binding. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to put it on. If I do it this way, I basically can sew it all in one go because it just sews through the back at the same time. It's just one jig, 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 jig. If I do it the other way, I have to sew it and then I iron it back over, flip it over, you know, iron it down so it's like this, and then I sit there and hand stitch this. I don't love it. Some people then will stitch in the ditch. Like if you make the back side just slightly longer, you can stitch in the ditch to catch it, but I'm not that awesome. Okay, believe it or not, this is 200 inches of bias tape. I only need 150, I don't know, 4, but my thing was coming off in 50 inches, so I just cut 4 of them. I think I have decided that I am going to sew it on the normal way, like sew it flat and then do the fold over and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of a bummer, and I don't hate this. I want these shirts to just be a little bit nicer, so I think that's one way to make them just a little bit nicer. So it does mean I'm going to be sitting around hand sewing possibly tomorrow, so that's fine. I accept my fate as my pickiness. I do want to make like maybe 3 to 5 of these. I mean, I don't think I should have 5 of the exact same shirt in different colors. Is that weird? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe I just do it anyway. I mean, these are shirts I will wear. We'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna make at least 3 of them. So I'm trying to think about like how I want to do all of them. I don't hate this actually. It looks fine. It's just these are a little bit fancier, so I'm gonna keep it. What I'm listening to while I'm doing this is, I didn't realize that Dominic Monaghan and Billy Boyd had a podcast. And if you don't know who those two are, they are the actors who played Merry and Pippin, two of the hobbits on Lord of the Rings. They do have the other hobbits on the podcast from time to time, so that's fun. They've been doing this since 2021, so I just found their podcast. It's called The Friendship Onion, and they're just being chaotic in it. Like, they literally just chaos. So I don't know if it's for everybody, but I like it. I think it's fun. Okay, back to shirt making. I need to zigzag the edges of the ties and then sew the ties on real quick and then do all the binding. And then I think I'm very close to done. This should take me a little while. How long have I been working on this? I started at 3 p.m. It is 12:30. I had 2 food breaks, which totaled probably an hour-ish. So I've been working on this, and then I went on a walk that was a half an hour. So I've been working on this for 8 hours, and I'm fairly close to done. I think I probably have a couple more hours, especially if I have to hand stitch this stuff. So that's a thing. But I'm fairly close to finish, which is great, which means I'll probably make it tomorrow, which makes me less stressed out about all the things I have to sew for this trip, because I can get a few shirts done in the next few days. Okay, so I have to put the binding on and stuff, but I did want to give it a try on and see. I do like that I added the extra 2 inches to the bottom of this. I could add more, like that wouldn't be horrible. But it fits really well. I like the extra length I gave to the ties. I don't really want it long enough to make a bow because I'm not gonna make a bow. So this seems long enough. So I like my flappy sleeves. Someone was asking me like how much you can see into the sleeves if you raise your arms up, and the answer is like not really that much. Like you can't see my bra or anything even. I'm gonna keep going, but I am so far pleased with the situation. And it feels really good. I also wanted to mention, I don't know if I've said this before, but this is a Liberty of London print that you can get at Joann fabric. And they do have it in all kinds of different colors, I even think. So Joann started carrying Liberty of London, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, I know this is subtle, and I know no one but me will know, but I don't know. I don't hate this. It's just different. It just looks slightly different. Alright, as usual, I'm just showing you a blob of fabric. But I have the binding on, and it has been ironed over so that all I have to do is stitch it tomorrow. So really tomorrow's tasks are just going to be to hand stitch this down, which will take a couple hours, and then I'm also going to need to hem the sleeves. And then I'm completely done with this project, and I will have yet another shirt, which makes me super happy. I am also like behind the scenes working on the pirate shirt I was making on my trip with Gigi. So you're gonna get a trip vlog, although it's not really a trip vlog. It's just me talking about the pirate shirt in a whole bunch of different hotel rooms. But the sleeves are completely done on that, and I just need to do the body, which is like not a just, but there's a lot more to do. That's just a project that I've been doing in the background. It's going very slow, so that's fine, but it's something that's also happening. I am gonna come back tomorrow and finish this up. I'm very excited about this guy finally being done because I've had this fabric for freaking ever. Just forever. There's other of this fabric, like, I don't normally like Liberty of London prints. Like, chintz isn't my jam normally. It's a bit much, but weirdly at Joann they have a bunch of ones that are super cute. They have one with all these zoo animals on it I really like. So I don't know, I can't have 500 butterfly shirts, but maybe I can. Like, I have this entire bag, where is it though, full of like silky fabric that are largely purchased for the purpose of making like this shirt. So maybe I will have a million of them, I don't know. That is my caftan fabric though, and I do want to make that soon too, so we'll see. I think I'm going to spend probably the next week making more of these shirts just so they're all done and I don't have to worry about them anymore, and then move on to the caftan. Hopefully getting that done by the end of August. Who knows? Who knows? And then I'll have to regroup and see what I need. I know I need shoes and jewelry. Hats is gonna get taken care of by Lynn, so I need to bring all the stuff that I make down so she can look at it. Whatever I don't have by like the middle of September, beginning, middle of September, I'm just gonna buy. Anyway, I don't have any things to go to until I think like the 10th of September. 9th of September is D23, so I'm gonna go to that with my friend, but I'll just be gone for a long weekend. Hopefully I will be vlogging that, question mark. I don't know what there is to vlog. I've been to D23 one time before, and weirdly I didn't have a very good time. So like I'm going again. Last time I went I think was 2015, I'm not sure. That sounds about right. I went and it was a lot. Like the line management was really bad. The way they were handling a lot of things was not great. There wasn't a lot to do. But I was also comparing it to San Diego Comic-Con, which is just like dumb. Like you really shouldn't compare stuff to San Diego Comic-Con. Like there's just nothing that is like that. So, but I decided I'm gonna give it another go. I'm gonna see what I can see. Some of my friends are going, so I'm very excited about that. I'm gonna go with my buddy Sarah, who is not a costumer. I'm probably not gonna wear, I don't think I'm wearing any costumes. Like I don't have any costumes to wear. And then we are gonna go to Disneyland for one day, which I'm just like, ugh, because I want to wear a mask. And it's hot. It's heckin' hot right now. Like it was 96 degrees where I live today, and it's probably hotter in Southern California. Not really looking forward to that part. On the way back though, we're gonna stop by LACMA, and they have a McQueen exhibit. Yeah, looking really forward to that. And they're, from what I saw from the video, they're like putting it next to other objects d'art that like influenced him. So I saw like Regency dresses and like 1830s dresses and all kinds of other like clothes that influenced him to make his style. And I'm just like, that exhibit sounds fun. So I'm very excited to go see that. So that is something to look forward to in September. I'll vlog that for sure. Yeah, otherwise I have been getting things ready for the trip. Like, I needed a plane ticket. So I got those sorted. Anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep because it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I've been working on this for like 9.5 hours today. So I think it's time. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Hello, I am very freshly washed, and I've also spent a significant chunk of my day sewing this down. I do not know how I spend 4 or 5 hours sewing this thing down, but I did, and that seems on brand for me. Cool. So now I'm gonna iron that out, like all the pinholes and where it's wonky and folded over weird again or whatever. I'm just gonna run the iron over it. And then I really just have to hem the sleeves and I'm all done. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm gonna go ahead and just do it as tiny as possible double rolled hem on the sleeves. All right, here we are with the intended pants. Some wide leg trousers with button up one side. Everything is complete. The hemming is done. I am very happy with this shirt. I'm happy with the new length. I'm happy with the tie length. I'm happy with all of the things. I'm like, can I turn the brightness up? Let me see. I'll do that in post. Anyway, very pleased with this. So I'm gonna call the pattern adjustments good. Now that I've made this in a fabric that isn't a giant nightmare, I might try a little bit of a slipperier fabric next. Anyway, I'm very pleased with this shirt. I am very happy with the alterations. I'm happy with the length. Everything went fairly smoothly when I made this, so yay. So what do I have on for the cruise already, and what do I need? I have a day dress. I have 2 shirts and 2 pairs of pants. I'm gonna get like 1 more pair of pants and call that good and just wear that for the 7 days. I think wearing pants twice is fine. So I wear my jeans way more than that. I'm pretty sure all of you do also. So I'm not too stressed about that unless I like spill something on them, but then whatever. So I have to make, what is that, 5 more shirts somehow. I have to have 5 days worth of clothes. Whether or not I rewear a shirt is another question. And then for evening attire, I have 2 formal wear things. I have a black dress that's just gonna go for the black and white ball. It's nothing to write home about, but it's fine. It's a formal dress, which is what I need for, there are 3 formal nights. And then there's 1 night that's like New Orleans. I'm gonna wear the sparkly jumpsuit. Like, I don't care that it's over the line for that kind of vintage. Like, it's 70s good enough. So I'm gonna wear that, which I'm very excited about, because I love that jumpsuit and I am supremely excited to get to wear it again. I have to figure out shoes because I don't really want to bring a pair of giant Converse that are vaguely uncomfortable for one night. Like, that seems like a lot of space in my suitcase for that, so I'll have to think about that. I'll find something. Nobody's looking at my shoes, believe me. So I have those two, which is good. I need one more formal, which is I think going to be the gold caftan out of that material right there. So that will take care of all the formal evenings. I have one flapper dress already for, there are 3 semi-formal nights, I think. Is that right? I think that's there are 3, and there's either 3 or 4 semi-formal nights. I have a flapper dress for one of them, so that's taken care of. And then I'm sure I could wear some of these shirts for both the day and the evening wear if I haven't, like, shirt slack combo. Like, this is fine for that. I might do that. I might try to find one more dress. I was thinking of maybe like trying a 50s outfit. I did get a pattern. I got actually a lot of patterns, which I don't think I'm gonna use at this point, but that was $70 I didn't need to spend. I got this pattern, which I don't know what this is gonna look like though on me. It's certainly not gonna look like it looks on this. Like, if I looked like this lady, yeah, I would make that. I was thinking about maybe some black dupioni, that kind of silk for that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not. Do I want to wear a suit? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'll just get a like rockabilly dress. Who knows? So I have most of my, I don't have most of my clothes. I have a good solid plan for most of my clothes. There's a few gaps. Mostly I'm missing like jewelry and hair. Hats will be taken care of by Lynn. Shoes I have to think about. I'm definitely going to bring these because they're comfortable and they go with like pretty much everything. I do feel like my mom right now, when I look down, this is like definitely my mom's color scheme. She's like a brown pants kind of lady, so yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go cut out the next set because that's what I've been doing, is just like cutting out the one night and then sewing the next. So I think I'll do that, and I'm gonna go edit this video. This trip is gonna be chaos, and I've just like embraced it as like, no, I just want it to be fun. It is just there to be fun, and I'm not gonna stress out about it. I'm not gonna be the primo vintage person. I never was going to be, even on this cruise, let alone the primo vintage person on this cruise. So I'm just not gonna stress myself out trying to do that. But I will be cute and I will be wearing things that I can rewear, so that makes me happy. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. If you haven't introduced yourself to me ever, go down below and give me an introduction. I would love to know who you are and how you found me and why you're here and what you're interested in and what you do and all that kind of stuff, so just let me know. Otherwise, I welcome your comments as always, and I would love to know what everyone's doing, what you're reading, what you're watching. I'm watching The Americans. I'm listening to that podcast, The Friendship Onion. They just had Stephen Colbert on, and Richard Taylor, who is the head of Weta Workshop. They're talking about Lord of the Rings a lot, right? So, which just makes me happy and want to watch Lord of the Rings, so I might be doing that soon too. I took a pause on a St. Mary's. I powered through like 10 books and like probably 12 of the little mini in-between books, because some of them have 2 or 3 in between them. I've listened to like all of that, and then like one day I was just like, stop, and I have to get back started, but I've been listening to podcasts, so that's fine. So this week we're going to Guopei exhibit again. We had a little snafu where I went with Eric and her mom to the Guopei exhibit, and I recorded a bunch of footage so I can make a vlog for you. And unfortunately, we did the entire exhibit and then we left after we were just brain dead, exhausted, couldn't handle it. I don't even know what to do here. I just don't even know. Like, this is so much. Like, it's so much. We didn't even know that there were more dresses upstairs in the exhibit. Cool. So on Tuesday we're going back so we can see the upstairs stuff. Ooh. And then the following Tuesday I'm going to go to the Ramses exhibit, which is at the De Young Museum. So the De Young and the Legion of Honor in San Francisco are like a joint, so I became a member. So basically I can go free for the next year to all their crazy exhibits, which is great. I love their stuff, so, and I'm already saving money somehow. I don't know. I'm gonna stop rambling now, but there's cool stuff coming to in just a little bit. As soon as I go see that Guopei exhibit, I will be uploading that video too in just the next couple days. Alright, I will see you guys next time with another video. I don't know if it's gonna be pirate shirt or caftan. We'll see. We'll see which one makes it. Okay, bye guys.